Public Safety, Infrastructure, and Maritime Transportation calls this public hearing to order. It is now 4 p.m. on Friday, June 6, 2014. The purpose of this public hearing is to receive testimony on the executive appointment of Mr. James M. Casalo to serve as the construction industry representative to the Guam Contractors License Board. And here to receive testimony on the executive appointment of Ms. Adelia Z. Custodio to serve as the general member representative to the Guam Contractors License Board. Notice of this public hearing was provided to senators, stakeholders, and the local media on May 30th, 2014, which meets the 5-day notice requirement, and on June 4th, 2014, which meets the 48-hour notice requirement, thus meeting the requirements of the Open Government Law. This public hearing is also being broadcast on local television, MCV Channel 117 and GTA Channel 21. The committee will continue to receive written testimony until 5 p.m. Monday, June 9th, 2014. Please address testimony to Senator Thomas C. Ada, Chairperson, Committee on Public Safety, Infrastructure, and Maritime Transportation. We will start this public hearing by first receiving testimony from the Guam Contractors License Board management, and then followed by anyone from the general public who may wish to provide testimony on behalf of the appointees. And then after that, I will call up the appointees, and at that time you can make your statements regarding your appointment. And then after that, if there's any questions, I'll go ahead and open it up for that. And so with that, I'd like to go ahead and call up certainly Mr. Rigel, you're a sitting member of the board if you want to make any comments. Mr. Ordonez, on behalf of the GCLB management, I certainly would like to get some information from you. And then we'll open it up with the nominees. Oh, from the general public. So please.
I'm Riley Rigel. I'm one of the members of the Guam Contractors Licensing Board. I just want to say that I can't speak on behalf of these two individuals because I just met them today. Okay, so I don't know anything there. But we are in dire need of board members so that we can meet. We haven't had a meeting in almost 1 year. So I'm here to support the process and to support these individuals to the extent that I believe that they are capable, and hoping that they'll make it through the process and be confirmed. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Senator. On behalf of this the new members.
For the record, just identify yourself, please.
Oh, my name is Ed Ordonez. I'm the Executive Director of Contractor License Board. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Senator, I know these two guys. I start from Casalo, James Casalo. He's a civil engineer and has been doing one engineering firm from public works to now he's for private sector, and he's licensed on master electrician. So I'm on myself, and I base on what his knowledge is. I think he can do a very good job to the contractor license board, especially on this on the contractor business. And also, I think he can do this same thing as on the consumer to depend on all the complaint from the homeowner. So, and Miss Ida Custodio, because he just recently married to Mr. Custodio. He was Fernandez before. So she was been on the board on Camacho administration as a chairwoman on the board. So I'm pretty sure that he can support the agency on both on the consumer and the contractor. So I really appreciate Senator about these two appointed, so that we can go on and we have some few months that we don't have any quorum yet. So we have some cases that they need to present on the board about those kind of cases. So I really appreciate it, Senator, if you can, if they can, you can give them a chance to work on our government, especially on CLB agency. Thank you very much.
This is a confirmation hearing, so I certainly don't want to turn it into an oversight hearing, but I do have some questions. You indicated, Mr. Rigel, that the board hasn't had a meeting in almost a year because it hasn't had a quorum. So how many members? This is a 7-member board consisting of 2 ex-officio members, the director of the Revenue Tax and the director of Public Works, and then 5, basically 5 appointees that are appointed by the governor. So of those 5 appointees, how many, can you go ahead and confirm how many members are actually currently active then?
Well, during the previous year before we had our hiatus, okay, we would usually have quorums with 4, occasionally 5. We never had more than 5. And sometimes if we didn't have a quorum, they would call us and let us know that there was no quorum, so we wouldn't bother to drive all the way down there. But the 4 Public Works always showed up because they were right there. Okay, so it was 3 appointed. Richard Gimbel was the chair at the time. Marian Pizarro, okay, was the vice chair. They usually showed up. Those 2 and myself. I only missed 1 or 2 meetings in the whole time I've been on the board. So normally most of the time we just had 4 people when we did have a quorum.
And I believe it takes 4 votes.
Yes, we had to be unanimous on anything if we had only 4.
So it takes 4 to establish quorum and 4 to pass any vote, to pass any decision.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if the board hasn't had a quorum in the past at least 6 months at the very least, because I think the last member actually expired around January of this year, then one of the powers and duties of the board is to grant licenses to contractors pursuant to this chapter. So if you is the exercise of that authority, according to this, it's dependent on, I guess, the board is the one that grants that license?
We don't physically grant the licenses ourselves. There's nothing that we sign off on or anything, to my knowledge. When Senator Morrison was the executive officer, we shifted some of that over to him, as I recall, in terms of going through the applications,
Right.
okay, and signing off on them. Because for us, it was just a matter, we'd get a stack of applications at a meeting, and we'd have to try to look through them and sign off on them before the meeting started, and that was kind of cumbersome.
So I guess I'm trying to get a sense of the urgency of.
I don't know what's backed up. I don't know what the backlog is, but I think what happens
requires
is,
board action.
yes, that requires board action, because what'll happen is they'll assess a fine or threaten to suspend a license or something, and if the person wants to challenge that, that's when they come to us, come to the board, and we haven't had a meeting, so I don't know what is backlogged right now.
Mr. Ordonez, can you answer that? Is there any backlog of board action that is required?
Yes, Senator, we have a few maybe about three backlogs on the board about just a minor cases. Those owner they want to contest on the board about that cases. So yeah, as of now we have three cases that it's pending to be to be approved by the board.
Are they minor issues or?
Yes, they are minor. They're only minor, senator. They're not a big issue. Mostly, sometimes they're cabinet works. It's not a structural problem. It's interior works only. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to add before I call up for general testimony from the public? None? Okay.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. All right, so I have signed up to provide oral testimony Mr. Leo Macareg and Mr. Armando Dominguez. I've got two other people, well, Mr. Ordonez and Ed Zapanta. Ed, were you going to testify? Were you going to provide testimony? You don't have to. I mean, you just signed in, but you didn't indicate whether you were going to provide testimony. None? Okay, so I'm going to call up Mr. Macareg and Mr. Dominguez. Were you gentlemen going to testify on both Ms. Castudio and Mr. Casalo, or were you, I noticed Mr. Macareg, you signed up for Ms. Castudio. Do we have a signature sheet for Mr. Casalo? None? Nobody wants to testify on Mr. Casalo? Okay, so go ahead.
I'm sorry. That I used to know him when I used to be a contractor. So.
Okay, so go ahead for the record, please identify yourself.
My name is Leo Macareg, resident of Tamuning. Used to be a contractor, but I'm now retired. Reason for that I'm here was that I was invited by Mrs. Custodio to testify on behalf of her appointee as a part of the board, which is very important issue of people that are overlooking the licenses, people that are doing constructions, and they are supposed to be supervised by this board if they are really doing their job right. Now, on behalf of Mrs. Custodio's background, I known her for the last 40 years as family of very responsible person, successful businesswoman. Although she doesn't have any engineering background in terms of technical issues, but she do a lot of projects on her own, putting up her commercial building, supervised by herself. And again, luckily enough that she was able to find a partner that has an engineering background, professional at that, Mr. Custodio. So I think if she will be confirmed as part of the arm of the board on this issue, I would be I would highly recommend her appointment. And thank you very much for being here. The first time in my 42 years in Guam testifying somebody's appointment. And thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Senator, and I've been also know you for a long time. And as I said, I am testifying for the both of them, Mr. Casalo and on behalf of Mrs. Custodio, on their appointment and confirmation being part member of the board of Guam Licensing Division of the government. Thank you very much and good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Macareg. Mr. Dominguez?
Good afternoon, Senator Rada, and to the people on the background. afternoon, Senator Ada, and also the people at the background. A good happy day. Thank you for receiving our testimony in favor of Adelia Custodio. I know in this time of the year there are a hard time looking for people to serve on board because of some difficulties in their schedule, and likewise I'm very much uh, concerned to be that Mrs. Custodio accepted this invitation to serve as a board member so that the board of construction board can function effectively, because without people serving the board it will have no quorum, then licenses will be stalled. And I think Mrs. Custodio will be a good and integral part of the board membership. Not only that he is qualified since the time of Governor Ada, he will also serve as a member of the health department, as I think as deputy director, and also she is a good businessman. Set aside that I know her personally, being good character, never involved in any civil litigation or any criminal action, so I strongly vote for her confirmation or in behalf that you will accept his nomination as member of the board of director, and I know he can work harmoniously with the other part of the member of the board, and that they could effectively exercise their duty for the people of Guam. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Dominguez. I don't have any questions from you gentlemen, so you're dismissed. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and call up both appointees, Ms. Custodio and Mr. Casalo. And I'll give you an opportunity to make some opening remarks, and you can start if you want, Ms. Custodio, or you can let James have at it first if you want. You do it first, okay?
Good afternoon, Senator.
Good afternoon.
And everybody. And I'm Adelia Custodio, and I was recommended as board to the Guam Licensing Board. I had been there for in 2003. I served as vice chairman for the board, and they call me again this time.
Okay. All right. That's your opening statement?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Casalo?
Good afternoon, Senator. My name is James M. Casalo. I was asked by Mr. Ordonez to, to be part of the board because they were lacking people to continue what is required of them. I guess they're lacking the people to support their cause. And any case, I went ahead and I've agreed to help out the Mr. Ordonez and of course the agency, and so I will be tasked to be part of the construction industry as a board member, because I've been with construction for a long time. I had 24 years of GovGuam service, 17 years in GTA, 7 years in DPW, and right now I'd like to clarify what Mr. Ordonez said. I'm a licensed professional electrical engineer, and that's true. I also have a master's electrician license, and well, the purpose for me accepting is basically, yes, I do want to help. I know what it is to be like, to be as part of the consumer or client. I know what it is to be like, to be a contractor. because right now I'm also doing design contracting works for other contractors, regular citizens for their homes. They ask for my help, and also I know how it is to be a government public servant because I've been there. So hopefully you would accept my nomination and Ms. Custodio's nomination for as the board members. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Casalo. Mr. Casalo, I have some questions of you. You are a registered professional engineer and a registered RME, is that correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. Are those certifications current?
Right now, yes, I am up to date with my license as a professional electrical engineer, but as a professional RME, no, because I used to be with a company out of Hawaii in Synergy, so I was an RME for. I was registered at the appeals board as an RME for that company, but I left the company last December 2013 because I wanted to venture out on my own. I do have several clients, so right now I'm doing my own business right now.
What would you do in the event that a client of yours has to come before the board because of some complaints or disciplinary action that may be contemplated? What would you do in that regard?
Well, I can't be biased, right? I have to go with the team. I have to be part of this. As a board member, I'm part of this team member. So we would have to vote and see and weigh and check what's going on. I mean, at times I see contractors that are just, they're just cheating out on the customer or their customer. Or at times the customer would ask more of what is required of the contract, for example. I've seen that. I've seen those things. So we got to be able to weigh things and make sure I get clear evidence that who is right, what is right, and of course we have to abide by the rules and regulations and laws, and then we have to apply them accordingly.
And I guess my question was more so: would you consider recusing yourself from that particular issue if the contractor that was coming before the board was in some way your client, whether as their master electrician or as an electrical engineering designer? Would you consider recusing yourself from that particular discussion and voting?
I guess the best thing would be at that. Yes, I would. More than likely, that would have to happen, and I would let the board members know that this particular person is my client, and then I'll let them decide as to either they're gonna want me into the quorum, into this voting quorum or whatnot. They probably want to ask advice about maybe what is this person, how is he, or whatever. So I guess it would be dependent upon everybody else's gesture or vote or their decision as if they want me to be in that particular case.
But at the very minimum, full disclosure would be really appropriate.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's correct, Senator.
All right. Ms. Custodio, you served on this board before. I know that you're, I guess you're still pretty much active out in the community. Do you have the time to serve on this board?
So I can serve anytime.
Okay. And this is a four-year term. And so and luckily there's not too many backlog. There's not that much backlog for the board.
I'm a doctor in the Philippines, but I'm I'm not practicing here in Guam.
Okay. All right. Yes, I read that in your application that you have a medical um, doctor of medical degree from the Philippines.
Yes.
All right. So, Mr. Casalo, did you have any closing remarks you want to make?
Nothing else, sir. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, what we're going to do is the legislature may be going into session, not sure when, but we will work on these nominations and get it reported out so that it'll be ready for the next legislative session and, and try and get you guys on board so that the board can have a quorum and go about its business. Okay? If there's no other testimonies then to be given, then um, the we will consider the public hearing for Mr. Casalo and Ms. Custodio